Managing marine protected areas for climate change means designing specific management actions to address anticipated impacts. This approach is part of a cycle of actions to fully integrate climate change considerations into MPA management. This process starts with defining your objectives and performing a vulnerability assessment to identify threats. Once vulnerabilities are understood, management actions can be designed to address them and help lessen the impacts of climate change. Such management actions might include establishing no-take zones or implementing flexible measures when climate impacts are observed. For example, a closure was implemented in the Bering Sea to mitigate the effects of warming waters, including sea ice loss and the decline of key prey populations for animals like walruses, gray whales, and diving sea ducks.
Our largest fisheries, over 50% of our fisheries in the United States, is in the Bering Sea. And those demersal fish, cod and pollock, are kept out of the northern region because of the cold temperature, traditionally. But in 2017 to 19, that whole water was not there because we didn't build up ice. So there was warmer water and these fish just started going north. And when you have fish going north that are commercial, then the fishermen want to go north. And so the Northern Bering Sea Climate Resilience Area was put on both by Washington as well as the coastal communities to say that you cannot do commercial fishing north of a certain area up to Bering Strait. And then from Bering Strait northward, we have, as the U.S., closed that area of the Arctic on the U.S. side for commercial fishing. So it's a closure basically for commercial activities to occur in the region that would have an impact on populations, that particularly those who are organisms that are in the sediments that can't move anywhere, and for the bigger animals, the walrus, the diving sea, the migratory species that utilize that food. So that closure is in place and has been in place in order for that small ecosystem to maintain a population that is under threat due to climate warming.
Another management example comes from Heron Island on Australia's Great Barrier Reef, where corals that were bleached in early 2024 showed near full recovery within 10 months. One reason these corals have recovered may be that they are protected by a marine protected area that prevents fishing of parrotfish, which eat algae that can smother a reef recovering from bleaching. MPA managers can support reef recovery by protecting algae-eating fish in their area. A final example comes from mangrove and coastal marsh areas in several locations around the world. Vulnerability assessments of these systems suggest that they will need to migrate inland as sea level rises due to climate change. However, where coastal development blocks inland migration, marshes and mangroves will be lost. To address this, conservation managers from San Francisco Bay to Ecuador are taking proactive measures by purchasing coastal land behind current marsh and mangrove ecosystems, or by promoting land uses like agriculture that can make way for marsh and mangrove systems as waters rise. These examples highlight innovative approaches to addressing climate change impacts through MPAs. Conducting vulnerability assessments is a vital first step that guides customized management actions tailored to local needs and projected climate effects. While management actions are site-specific, strategies for widespread climate impacts, such as coral bleaching and sea level rise, can be applied across MPAs. For additional information and resources, please follow the links provided in the video description.